Bugungi darsimizda siz bilan Cambridge 414 test 2 passage 2 ni analizini qilishga harakat qilamiz. O'zingiz bilganingizdek bu qismdan maqsad savollarni o'qib chiqish, keywordlarni topish, javoblarni topish va javoblarni topishimizga sababchi bo'lgan qismlarni va keywordlarni tarjima qilgan holda sizlarga vocabulary berishdan iborat hisoblanadi. Birinchi qiladigan ishimiz bu savol turini aniqlab olish yoki tekstni nima haqidaligini aniqlab olish. Back is the future of skyscraper design. Demak, osmono'par binolar dizaynining kelajagiga qaytish haqida gaplashayotganmiz va bu qismdan keyin nima haqidaligini aniqlab olganimizdan keyin savol turlariga qarab chiqamiz. 14 dan 18 gacha matching information, qiyin savol turlari, chunki savolga javoblar istalgan joyda kelishi mumkin. 14 savolga javob gapni passajning oxirida keladigan bo'lsa, tekstning oxirida keladigan bo'lsa, 15 savolga javob tekstning boshida kelishi mumkin. Shuning uchun ham sizni chalkashtirib qo'yadigan holatlar ko'p bo'ladi bu qismda. Undan keyin bu oson savol turi, bu faqatgina feeling summary. The ventilation 19th century hospital haqida gapirishimiz kerak faqatgina. 19-asr hospitallari va ventilatsiyaga alohida e'tibor beramiz va bu qismni tekstni topib olgan holda birinchi tekstni o'qib, keyin savollarga javob topishga harakat qilib ko'ramiz. Undan keyin esa bizda bo'ldi. Faqatgina shu savol turlari ekan. Birinchi navbatda buni bajara olaman, chunki bu oson. One word only deyishibdi. Faqatgina bitta so'z ishlashim kerak. Ventilation 19th century ni topib olgan holda keyin javoblarni birgalikda topishimiz mumkin ekan. Mana boshladik. I'dan boshlanar ekan. We discovered that 19th century hospital wards could generate air changes an hour. Wow, really? 24 marta havo aylanar ekan bir soatda 19-asr hospitallarda. That's crazy statistics. It's good information. It's like interesting thing. Impressive. Okay, in the job topishga harakat qilamiz. Professor Alan Short examined the work of John Shaw Billings, who influenced the architectural something of hospital. Architectural design maybe to ensure they had good ventilation. Demak, bu qismni topishga harakat qilamiz. Who is the guy? John Shaw Billings. Where's John Shaw Billings? Where is John Shaw Billings? Okay. It's gonna be hard now. Where the hell are you? John Shaw Billings? Oh, here. Wow. Okay. John Shaw Billings. Demak, qisqasi tinchgina hammasini o'qigan yaxshiroq shekilli, chunki men bunda loyika ko'rmayapman. Keywordlar bilan qidirgandan ko'ra, chunki men bunga ham yana bir marta o'qib chiqishimga to'g'ri keladi. O'sha uchun ham tinchgina hammasini o'qib olaman. Shuning uchun xafa bo'lmaysizlar. Yoki o'qimasam, sizlarga qiyin bo'ladi agar hammasini o'qisam, chunki ko'pchilik hamma narsani, hamma paragrafni o'qishga, hamma passajlarni o'qishga anosi yo'q, skill yo'q. Shuning uchun ham men bu videoda maqsad sizlarga yordam berish va sizlarga yordam berish eng oson yo'li bu keywordlarga qaragan holda javoblarni topishga harakat qilish va chunki buni sizlar ishlatasizlar. Agar butun passaj o'qiydigan odam bo'lsa, butun passaj o'qiydigan odamga yordam ham kerak emas. Shuning uchun ham I have to think now. I have to really think. What should I do now? Fine. Let's just look at the keywords. Try to look at the keywords. John Shaw Billings. We spent 3 years modeling John Shaw Billings design. We had no idea. Qisqasi xafa bo'lmaysizlar, men o'qib chiqaman buni hammasini. The recovery of natural environments in architecture, Professor Alan Short, is a culmination of 30 years of research and award-winning Korean building design by Short. Okay. Short. Here's Short, you see? Like everywhere. Short is everywhere. So good luck finding the answers. Complex architecture, blah, blah, blah. The crisis in building design is already here, said Short. Policymakers think you can solve energy. Okay, buildings. We need buildings, right? You can solve energy building problems with gadgets. We can't. As global temperature continues to rise, we're going to continue to squander more and more energy to keep our building mechanically cool until we have run out of capacity. Short is calling for a sweeping reinvention of how skyscrapers, major public buildings are designed to end the reliance on sealed buildings, which exist solely with a life support system of vast air conditioning units. Instead, he shows it's entirely possible to accommodate natural ventilation cooling in large buildings while looking into the past, before the widespread introduction of air conditioning systems, which were relentlessly and aggressively marketed by inventors. Short points out that to make most contemporary buildings habitable, they have to be sealed and air conditioned. Energy use and carbon emissions this generates is spectacular and largely unnecessary. Buildings in West account for 50% of electricity usage, generating substantial carbon emissions, and the rest of the world is catching up at a frightening rate. Wow. Short regards to glass, steel, and air conditioning scrapers are simple to status rather than practical ways of meeting our requirements. Short's book highlights the developing and sophisticated art and science of ventilating buildings through 19th and early 20th centuries, including the design of ingeniously ventilated hospitals. Of particular interest were those built to the design of John Shaw buildings. Oh, design. Wow. It was always here and I just didn't look. Architectural design of hospitals. Come on. Designs, right? Yeah. Wow, that was shock. Okay, I just have to read this part and that part so that it will be like I'll just see. Demek savollarni o'qib chiqaman chunki nima qidirayotganimni bilishim kerak-da. O'sha hammasini o'qib chiqaman chunki menda xotira yaxshiroq. If you have bad memory, I'm sorry guys. He calculated what in there coming from the patient suffering from something wouldn't have harmed other patients. Okay. 20da 21da nimani topishimni bilaman taxminan. Demak, bu qismda bakteriya bo'lishi mumkin, bu qismda suffering from illnesses bo'lishi mumkin, flu bo'lishi mumkin. Shunaqa javoblarni topishim kerak. Qanaqadir kasallik. Whitman triggers digitally modeling Billings modern final designs, and we put pathogens in the air streams, modeling for someone with tuberculosis, coughing in the wards, and we found that ventilating systems in the room would have kept other patients safe. Wow, yeah, here. The answer. Demak, bu qismda pathogens that can cause disease и tuberculosis javoblar bo'ladi. Hozir tushuntirishga harakat qilaman. Pathogens и tuberculosis. He calculated pathogens in there coming from the patients suffering from tuberculosis harmed other patients. He also found that air conditioning demak, o'zingiz ko'rganingizdek, u hisoblab chiqqanda hop, boshqa demak, tuberkulyozdan jabr chekkan odamlar, больные odamlardan keladigan patogenlar boshqa odamlarni xarim qilmasligini garantiya berish kerak edi. Mana bu qismda yozilgan. Pathogens in airstreams, model for someone with tuberculosis, coughing in the wards. We found that ventilation system have kept our other patients safe from harm. We also found that the air in something in hospitals could change as often as modern operating theater. Wow. Let's see. We discovered 19th century hospital wards could generate up to 24 air changes an hour. That's similar to the performance of modern day computer controlled operating theater. We believe we could build wards based on those principles now. Hope air in wards, hospital wards. Demak, javob bo'ladi wards in hospital. Demak, hospital ward degan ward hospital, ward qanaqadir bo'lim bo'laklari yoki xonachalar bo'ladi. Ward. Demak, 23ni topishga harakat qilamiz. He suggests that energy use could be reduced by locating more patients in some kind of areas. What kind of areas? Area demak keyword bo'ladi, locating keyword bo'ladi. Single rooms are not appropriate for patients. Communal wards appropriate for certain patients who or older people with dementia, for example, would work just as well. Into this hospital, it's a fraction of energy cost. Demak, bu qismda communal areas. Demak, bu qismda communal, ya'ni yirik, ko'p kishilik odamlarni bir-biriga bitta joyda ushlaydigan communal areas, communal wards sinonimlar. Hope. Demak, keyin a major reason for improving ventilation in 19th century hospital was a demand for protection against bad air, and known as something. Okay. Contents that minds and skills that behind these designs have been completely lost, lamenting the disappearance of expertly designed theaters. Blah blah blah. Bu qismdagi keyword yopiladi. Much of the ingenuity present in 19th century hospital and building was driven by a panicked public. Demak, public bo'ladi. Demand from the public clamoring for buildings that could protect against what was thought to be lethal threats of miasmas, toxic air that spread disease. Miasmas bo'ladi, known as miasmas, и bu qismda panic by public. Demak, bu qismda javob public 25da miasmas bo'ladi. Why do you need to say miasmas? O'zingiz ko'rganingizdek, 19-asrda bu ingenious, ya'ni g'alatiroq strukturani paydo bo'lishiga sabab panikaga tushib qolgan xalqni miasmas, ya'ni miasmasga qarshi bo'lgan o'sha lethal, ya'ni смертельный, bilmayman smetterni o'zbek tilida menga unaqa qaramaydi. Смертельный o'sha threat bo'lgan, ugroza bo'lgan miasmasdan bizani qutqaringlar, bizani unaqa protect qilinglar degan gapi orqali chiqqan ekan. Shuning uchun ham miasmasolik public knowledge. These were blamed for spread of disease for hundreds of years, including epidemics of something in London and Paris. Probably, here, fever maybe. London during 50s, through to the cholera outbreak, bu qismda epidemiyani sinonimi cholera demak javob bo'ladi. Of cholera. Cholera. Javobimiz bo'ladi. Shu bilan bu qism o'zini qo'yib ketdi. Endi biz ham bu ishni hal qilishimiz kerak. Demak, javoblarni topishimiz unchalik qiyin bo'lmaydi, chunki biz pashti hamma narsani 3 ta paragrafdan boshqa hamma paragrafni o'qib chiqdik. Rangni o'zgartirib olaman. Bu rang o'zi zeriktirdi. Let's change the color. Let's change the color to... Yeah, it's good. Let's go. Why some people avoid hospital in 19th century? Demak, 19-asrda nimaga odamlar hospitallarni avoid qilganligi haqida javobni topamiz. Mana. Okay. The prosperous steered clear of hospitals. Demak, javob o'sha yonimda turgan ekan. 19-asrda nima uchun ba'zi odamlar hospital, ya'ni kasalxonalardan avoid qilgan, ya'ni qochgan. Demak, some people bu yerda prosperous, ya'ni prosperous deb bu yerda rich, ya'ni boy odamlarni nazarda tutgan. Steer clear of degan struktura bor. Bu yaxshi struktura. Agar speakingga xolisda ishlatsangiz bo'ladi. Steer clear of. I steer clear of this area. Ya'ni avoid degani, hospitallardan avoid qilgan 19-asrda va sabab why degan javob bu qismda fall air was believed to be the main driver. Demak, bu qismda javob F bo'ladi. Chunki masalan anol emas, mikroblar emas, balki fall air, ya'ni yomon, bad, ya'ni notoza havo bu hamma narsaga sabab deb tushunishganda, o'sha uchun ham qochishgan. 15 suggestions that the popularity o'zi ko'rdingizmi? Masalan, paragraf F da keldi. Birinchi 14-savolga javob, 15-savolga javob masalan boshroqda kelishi mumkin. Bular tartibda kelmaydi. A suggestion that popularity of tall buildings is linked to prestige. Buni ham o'qigandim. Demak, yirik baland binolarning sababi, mashhurligi sabab prestijga bog'liq. Mana bu qismda o'qigandim. Symbols of status, masalan, short regards glass, steel and air conditioned skyscrapers as symbols of status. Demak, statusning simvoli deb hisoblashgan. Shuning uchun ham singni belgilaymiz. Eslab qolish kerak. Comparison between air circulation of air 19th century building and modern standard. Demak, 19-asr va hozir modern standards mana bu yerda theaterlarni berganda, masalan, computer control theater, modern day theater, 19-asrdagi mana hospital words. Demak, bu qismda javob E bo'ladi. Comparison qilishgan, comparisonni ko'rishgan bir xil ishlayapti. Hech qanaqa ta'sir yo'q, bunaqa performance bo'yicha hech qanaqa farq yo'q. How short tested the circulation of air in 19th century building. Qanaqa qilib test qilganligini ko'rishimiz kerak bo'ladi. Qanaqa qilib test qilgan ekan? I don't know, maybe here, right? I don't know. 17-savolga javob hali ko'rmadim. Menimcha balki o'tkazib o'rgan bo'lishi mumkin. A da yo'q, B da yo'q, C ni oldik, E ni oldik, F ni oldik, J, H, I da bo'lishi mumkin. Menimcha H bo'ladi, chunki men bu yerda successful qanaqadir ma'lumotlar berganda, detallar berilgan. An implication that advertising led to large advertising led to large increase in the use of air conditioning. Buni ham underline qildim. Heavy marketing bir narsalar degan gaplar bor edi. Mana by inventors degan. Relentlessly and aggressively marketed by inventors. O'sha inventorlar tomonidan o'sha air conditioningni market qilinganligi sababli popularity bo'lib ketgan, large use bo'lib ketgan, mana large increase bo'lib ketgan. O'zingiz ko'rganingizdek, mana bu qismda masalan o'yladimda, masalan shu narsani underline qilganimda, highlight qilganda o'yladim. Hozir o'quvchilarda savol tug'ilgan bo'lishi mumkin, nima uchun buni underline qildim? Lekin intuitivni shuni xohladim underline qilishni. O'zingiz ko'rganingizdek, agar siz ham ko'p reading passagelarni bajaraversangiz, sizda intuitivni paydo bo'lib qoladi. Qanaqa ma'lumot sizga kerakli, qanaqa ma'lumotni savol sifatida kelishi mumkin. Mana bu qismda masalan relentlessly, aggressively marketed degan qism, masalan, bunaqada kelib qo'yishgan, masalan, bunaqa nima deyiladi bu? O'sha narsada kelib. Wow. O'shanaqa narsada kelishgan, o'zingiz ko'rishingiz mumkin videoda. o'zingiz bilasizda, masalan, intuitivni tushunib qolasiz, qaysi qismdan savol sifatida, qaysi qismdan javob sifatida kelishi mumkin. Masalan, men o'sha vaqtda o'ylagandim, bu savolga javob bo'lishini bilmagandim yoki savolga javob bo'lib kelishi haqida menda fikr yo'q edi, lekin belgiladim, mana javob chiqdi. 18-javob B bo'ldi. O'zingiz ko'rganingizdek, masalan, F, C, E, B tartibda kelgani yo'q. Demak, men 17-savolga javobni topishim kerak. Savolga javobni topish uchun H'ni o'qiyman. Successful examples of short approach include this containing as many as this and this. Entire building is naturally ventilated, passively cooled and naturally lit, including two large area. The award-winning building uses a fraction of electricity. To compare a fraction of electricity. Demak, bu shu qism bo'ladi. Chunki bu naturally ventilated. How he tested, but how? Where's the information about how? That's tough one now. Dini ishlatdikmi? Bu qism bo'lishi mumkin masalan. We spent 3 years digitally modeling. Demak, javob bo'lishi mumkin. Put passages, bo'ldi. Mana shu javob bo'ladi bu qismda. How he tested. Demak, bu qismda javob how bo'lishi kerak. Qanaqa ravishda nimaga asoslangan holda test qilganligi haqida mana yozilgan. 3 yil sarfladik, digitally model qildik, patogenlarni jo'natib yubordik. Shunaqa gaplar berilgan. Shuning uchun ham javobni D deb oldim. Bilmadim, javoblar xato bo'lishi mumkin. Buni o'zim demak, men javoblarni bilmasdim. Improvizatsiya sifatida qildim bu videoni. Hammaga manzur bo'ldi degan umiddaman. Shu bilan videomiz o'z nihoyasiga yetadi. Keyingi darslarda ko'rishguncha, agar savollar bo'lsa kommentlarga yozib qoldiringlar. Bye guys everyone, see you next time.